Good morning and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach and I hope you enjoyed that breakfast. So that was part of our, what do we have in the pantry that we're trying to cook up. We ate high on the hog with some eggs, those eggs. Our ladies are laying again. We have our water glassed eggs, so that was nice to have some of that. We've been continuously having eggs. But what you other saw was corned beef hash. Now that is a canned meal that was just in our pantry, and it's something that we enjoy every once in a while. But I tell you, if you ever make it, you gotta get it crispy. The best way to do that is if you have any kind of Blackstone flat iron grill kind of thing like that, you can really flatten that out and get it nice and crispy. But it was delicious. So it is rainy as all get out. It's gonna be rainy all week here. But we do have a few things that we're still pushing along that we want to update you on, because it's really exciting stuff, because we're inching closer and closer to me no longer working. Tuesday's the last day. We're getting so close. So real quick, just to start, we are in the store, which has boxes everywhere. I came in to let you all know that we have more goat's milk soap in stock. Goat's milk soap in stock. I think that's probably one of the top questions that we receive, and so I just wanted to let everybody know collectively they're out there. Of course, limited quantities, but if you want them, go grab them. Also, the response was so well on the wax melts. We just did one little test run with 1 cent, and you all seem to really enjoy it. So we have 4 new ones that are out there: vanilla rose, cinnamon nutmeg, patchouli cedarwood, which is so good, and then peppermint wax melt. So if you are in the wax melt area, there you go. 4 new scents out. And then of course there is still plenty of tinctures and teas that are out. And then I almost forgot, the beard oil is back in stock as well. The lemon cedarwood beard oil, that's what I use. And some people had asked when those were coming back. So there you go. All kinds of stuff in the Etsy. And remember, Tuesday's the last day for the 15% discount of the celebration of me quitting my job. So the 31st is the last day to get that 15% discount on orders $30 or more. So just give you that little update there. Thank you all again for all the support that you have. Go get it if you want it. I like a good rain. We've had a lot of it. So it's just making everything muddy, which makes it difficult for farming. However, there's just something about that Smoky Mountain rain. I think Ronnie Millsap said it best. I mean, just look at that fog hanging over our little mountain out there. It's so pretty. But over the weekend, Saturday, we had a really nice day. It was like 55 degrees and sunny. So we definitely took advantage of it. Remember me telling y'all that this garage was probably my first project that I needed to take care of once I was no longer working my Monday through Friday job. Well, it has this lean-to area that we just kind of use for storage and all this stuff. Well, it was packed to the rim of just stuff. And we got it completely cleaned out over the weekend, and it is fantastic. So it's kind of hard to see in here, and I apologize, but this thing was completely full of stuff about this high all the way to the rim here. And I tell you what, we found the rats. That was quite the experience. There was a big weed tarp that we had laying right here. I pulled that thing back, and it looked like hundreds of rats just scattered. Well, we had a killer on our hands with Miss Daisy here. She showed a side that we did not know that she had in her, and she took care of almost all the rats. Me and her did. It was wild. I ain't even playing. I mean, like, she's slinging them against walls and all this other stuff. And the cats are just like, "Ooh, you seem to have this." But I'm glad we found that. I mean, that's one of those things. On farms, you have rats. And see, we keep our feed in this, it's actually our chicken brooder right there. But Jed puts them in there and locks it up so stuff can't get to it. But they attract to the areas where the feed is. And so I'm glad that we found their nesting area, because y'all know how rats do. And we got, like I said, most all of them, which was fantastic. And then the rest that kind of scattered, the cats will take care of for us as the time goes on, because we built an army and it seems to be working. So long as we can keep them away from those kind of things. But what are we going to use for this open area? So this is going to be our animal hospital, I guess you could say, or also putting up the dogs if we need to. Because we were originally putting the dogs in the actual garage spot. And that's the reason that it's such a mess, because we would lock them in there on cold nights, or if one of them's getting out a lot, we would put them in there overnight just so they couldn't get out. And they caused an absolute mess in there. So this will be nice to have more of an open dirt area that they can't destroy anything, doesn't have our tools and stuff in there. They can be able to lock them in. But primarily when it comes to breeding season, so when our goats right now are having their babies, and say there's some that need more attention than others, we can actually make this a birthing pen, or just an area where we can put them and be close to our house, which is right there, instead of having to go all the way up to the barn and not being able to lay eyes on them. So it's just nice to have an area like this that that you can protect your animals and you can keep a close eye on them if you need to. So that's what this area will be used for, and I'm super happy about it. And then speaking of some animal changes that we have going on here, they're way back there, so they're kind of hard to see. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. But Samson, our buck, Tilly, our horse, and Buster's picking his head out of the pen, are now in this pasture, which would technically be considered our backyard. We put them in there because you don't want a buck around a bunch of babies that are being popped out. Sometimes they can get aggressive with them, headbutt them, try to, you know, kill them, unfortunately. So it's good to separate them. We actually are gonna need to do something with him because we can't use him next year. But him and Tilly like had this weird bond. The reason Tilly the horse is in there because we separated Buster and Samson. That's kind of the reason Buster's around. He's a weather, so he keeps bucks company. Tilly lost it. Like, she was running around this pen like crazy. Her and Samson have some kind of strange bond, and so she had to go with him. So if we do have to, when we do have to move on from him, she's gonna be a little heartbroken, and it kind of made us sad. But it's weird. Animal relationships that happen in a petting zoo, they really throw you for a guess. And then here's the goaty goats, the ladies. Let's see, there's Ethel, 1, 2, 3, 4, lost count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully the other ones are up there not having a baby right now, but I guess we'll see. So as we speak, nobody else has had babies, but we're about to go find out because there's some that are hiding in the barn here, so we'll see. Okay, here's the other two. Old Butters, she ain't had no babies yet. He's so sweet sometimes, you know what? Okay, so there's those. There's Angel, the one that rejected all of her babies. She's doing all right. I'm just checking to make sure there ain't no surprises in the pens. That's where Piggo sleeps. Made a big old nest. Okay. And then here's Lola and her two babies she's taking care of. Yeah, you're still doing good. And her babies are looking really strong, walking around, doing good stuff. The issue right now with Lola's babies is if it was any other goats, we'd probably already have them out by now because they are moving around really good, but they're so little because they're in that Nigerian dwarf stage that they, like, even though they're strong, they are tiny. And so we're a little worried that, chicken. We're a little worried if we let them out and if like one headbutt from one of the bigger goats could take them down. And sometimes the mamas do that because the babies get confused and they just try to nurse off anything that's around them and they'll headbutt them. And it's not a huge ordeal when you have a bunch of babies around because they're tough and they can handle it. It's just these are really small. So we're trying to give them in here a little bit longer just to get a little bit more size. And honestly, hopefully some more babies around because there's power in numbers when you have more babies running around. So they're fine right now, but we do want to get them out of that pen in the near future. They just got to get a little bit more size to them. Man, mud farmers. Wish the price for mud was going up a little bit more. We'd be rich. I'm sure a lot of you all too. I think it's just been a wet winter for a lot of us. But everybody seems good right now. We do still have Zeus and Hope in our house. And I actually wanted to talk to you all about that because we've had some findings of Hope that we're a little worried about, and there's something that we need to kind of talk about. So if you remember correctly, Zeus is the strong buckling that Angel had, that Jen had to go in there and save him, and he's really strong. He's already walking really good. He could actually be out here, which we're probably gonna move him into this pen, the garage area that we showed, because he still has to be bottle fed every few hours. Just a long hike to just bottle feed one. But we'll probably put him in here so he can really stretch his legs constantly and then get him his bottle. Now, Hope, on the other hand, is still not using her legs like she should. She does have strength in them, but she just isn't using them. And we put her out here with the other goats, you know, trying to hang out with Zeus, just give her some ambition to try to use her legs. And we're just not sure. She's not paralyzed. It's nothing like that. She just wants to lay. She doesn't want to get up. And so we are actually needing to get rid of Hope. She's already a bottle baby, so it isn't like we have to wait for weaning, but she needs someone that can really give her the time and attention that she needs to be able to work on her legs. With us about to have 8 more mamas giving birth, and we already have a bottle baby that's out here, we're just not able to dedicate the time to her that she needs to really be using her legs appropriately. So I am dead serious. She would be completely free. If anybody feels like they want to take that task on and try to get Hope back to health, she takes a bottle great. I mean, you do kind of have to open her mouth, but once she gets it, she suckles just like any other goat would. She just really needs some therapy and kind of like physical therapy on her legs, and someone that's willing to dedicate that time. So if any of you all watching are interested, email us, stivershomestead@gmail.com. Stivers Homestead, just all one word, no space or periods. And we can, you know, set something up. But we definitely do need to move on from Hope, because we want her to have someone that is able to care for her better than we are. And we don't want to put her down. Like, we're not going to put her down. But she's not having a successful life here at this time because of the attention that she needs. So really, serious inquiries only. If you want her, email us and we'll set up something to do the transfer. So we're still on the lookout. We're still on watch for all the females. I'm happy that we had Saturday, that nice day, to really clean out this area and get all the animals separated where they needed to be. It's just kind of a peace of mind knowing that the boys aren't going to be in there that can trample or headbutt or really hurt some of the babies, because they would actually hurt them. But you know, it's just nice. It's that time of year where it's absolutely crazy and busy, but it's a lot of fun. This is why we farm, and unfortunately you do have situations like Hope that you have to make, you know, kind of the tougher decisions. But I know there's somebody out there that really wants to have a little bottle baby that they can work on and help with, and who knows, maybe it'll turn into your favorite dog someday, because she just turns into a house goat. But I don't know, I mean, she's really sweet and good, just needs a little bit more attention. Now, I did want to end it on a little lighter note on one more thing that we were finally able to get done and set up. So you remember me talking about virtual classes? Well, this is something that's a totally new area that we haven't done before, and so we had to look into it. What was the best route? How can we do this virtually to where everybody can be on video if they wanted to? Well, it looks like we figured it out. So we've only got one out there, so I do want to start with, let us get through this first one, because we just want to let them work out the kinks, do some trial runs, see how things go. And then after that, they should be more like scheduled. Like, we should be having a few a week of different topics and different things that we can have out there. So this one by itself is just going to be a campfire chat. And what I mean by campfire chat is really you come with your questions, and it's a Q&A kind of thing. And we have an open dialogue. And of course, like I said, it's video. We'll definitely be on video. It's up to you if you want to do video to be available. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna test it out. Y'all gonna test with us. So I'll leave the link down below. It's through Eventbrite, which is where you sell the ticket. And because it's a virtual class, you'll get a link after you purchase for the Zoom meeting. So that will just be yours. Don't share that out. I don't know if you can. I think Eventbrite might save that. But don't share it out, because if you share it out, that's just more people that's going to be on the call. That cuts down less on yours. So it's a very small amount of people that we're going to put on this. That way there's plenty of time for folks. It's an hour meeting that we're going to be doing, class, Zoom call, chit chat, whatever you want to call it. And so you don't want to share that out. Now, I will say it's one ticket per household. Obviously, there's no way we can control how many people you put in front of your laptop or computer or phone. So it's one ticket. Whoever you can get in your house can be in front of the camera. So there you go. And the last thing I wanted to say is, before anybody types it or says it and stuff, I know there's a lot of stuff coming at you all right now, but it's because we've had the time to commit to it. It's not trying to over push anything or anything like that. We don't care if anybody does it or not. We just want to have these options out for people, because there are people that are interested, and we like to get to know everyone a little bit closer. So don't think that we're going some way like it's all about money and this and that. It's not. Nothing's going to be sacrificed from our videos at all, or anything. All the stuff that we've always done will always be free for YouTube and all this different stuff. These are just add-ons for the people that are interested. All we care about is that you support us and you watch these videos. Like, that's what we love. And then the other stuff, if it comes around and people want it, we're going to offer it. So it's just new right now. Let it kind of wear in. Don't think, you know, any kind of negative stuff, because we've been getting a lot of negative feedback, and it doesn't matter. We let it roll off our shoulder. But I really want people to understand the reasoning behind it. I don't want anyone to think that there's any kind of greed going on here, or it's strictly because I lost my job, that I quit my job, or anything in that sense. It's literally just, we have the time now, and so we want to give back more. We want to do more. And I do want to remind you all, doing content creating is not free. There's a lot of stuff that we have to pay for, cameras, software, editing, that costs creators a lot of money. So it's okay if they try to make a couple bucks to help support them in this adventure to give you all free content. Again, I don't want that to be a soapbox. I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that we're not trying to push things down your throat. We just are offering more because we have the time to offer more. And it's exciting because we love you all. So y'all, if you are interested in that, like I said, I'll link it down below. Let us know if anybody's interested in Hope, Hopey, as Jen calls her. She really needs to get home, and we want her to have something that really gives her the attention that she needs. But y'all, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. We love y'all. Until the next one, bye. And I almost forgot to mention, I don't want to be in the sore loser area. Congrats to all you Kansas City Chiefs fan. You all beat my Bengals. You are Houday for this year. But it was a fun game. You know, it was a lot of back and forth. Our O-line, man, y'all tore us up. And so that really was the change of the game. I'm not even going to say it because I know a lot of us thinking of it, but them refs for sure involved, weren't they?